Hello, it's Big Chads, and this is the Trading Encyclopedia Daily Education series on my YouTube at Chads Trading. You can find me on Twitter at Big Chads and Bitcoin Live, where I am a founding analyst. For today's lesson, we're going to talk about Tweezer Top and Bottom, but with a pattern. Here's Tweezer Top and Hanging Man, Tweezer Top and Harami Cross. What are you talking about, Chads? Well, let me show you an example. And this is an example from the CMT textbook. And so it's an interesting situation where you not only have a tweezer top, but you have a pattern with it. So first of all, what is a tweezer top? And what is a tweezer bottom? So a tweezer top would be after an advance. You have a candle, let's say this candle, and then you have this peak. And then the price, the next session, it does whatever it does, and maybe it does it like that. And then usually we'll continue down. Maybe here are the Bollinger Bands or something, right? So you have a price advance. And then you set two candles where the peak of those candles is pretty much very similar, pretty much in the exact same spot. And we can look at like a million examples of this over time. And I have separate videos, on like what a tweezer top and tweezer bottom is. But we'll just quickly find one or two good examples of that. So like this is a good example of tweezer top, even though they're not exactly, they're very similar type, very similar price range. Let's see another. This is a tweezer top right there. That's a tweezer's top. This is nice, kind of like little tweezer's bottom. Find some examples here as well. This is a tweezer's bottom after move down. This one didn't work out that well within sideways. But the idea is that you've got two wicks right next to each other, ideally after a move up or a move down, and that signifies a short-term pivot. It's not, on the daily, maybe in this time frame, there's not as many as I'd like for the purposes of this video, but if you go to lower time frames, you're going to see them a lot more often. Here's a tweezer top, right? Here's your example. Price advance into a tweezer's top, where basically within two sessions, one after another, it tries to, to break out, and it gets rejected at roughly the same level. But what's interesting is you can have patterns with it. So here you have tweezer top and Harami cross, and we've talked about that in another video, of course. So here's the first candle, move up, here's your wick. And the second candle has this doji, but also a similar wick. So there's really no real candle body. So now you're getting two signals in one. You're getting both the tweezer top signal and the Harami cross. The Harami cross meaning the doji within the mother bar, within the prior candle's range. Here you have the hanging man. You can have a shooting star, which is another example of a bearish setup. Here's an advance. Here's your first candle, let's say decent upper shadow. And then the second session closes here, comes down, sets this body. And then during the session, it gives you this wick. So you have the tweezer's top with the shooting star. So you can actually look and find, this is a beautiful bullish reversal setup where you have a tweezer bottom and the hammer candle. So you're not only getting the wicks, but you're getting the candle body structure. So you can actually see many times with the tweezers, you also can get another pattern involved in it. So I think that's really interesting. Here you have the piercing pattern. You could have it with the dark cloud cover. Here it is. Here's the opposite, the bearish version, the dark cloud cover. And you notice the wicks aren't exact. They're very similar. Very similar. It was really all you need. So this is a great, just a great example of where you can have a tweezer top or a tweezer bottom with a reversal pattern to go with it, and that will give you some more confidence. And this is for the Trading Encyclopedia Daily Education series on my YouTube at Chads Trading. Find me on Twitter at Big Chads and Bitcoin Live, where I'm a founding analyst. Folks, thank you, and I will talk to you soon. Big Chads out.